Hey, what's up, guys? It's a new game, a new playthrough today in a game called Tyranny. It's my first time trying this game, but it's like, it's like Divinity, so I wanted to try it. Or creating a character. What is this? Just a picture, okay. Some nice stuff. Let's pick this here. Hmm. Let's see. Okay, this one looks the best. Of course, a beard. Hmm. Too old. This one is better. I don't know why, but like, I really like white hair. Okay, this looks the best.
Quiet down. I'm injured. See that? Good work. You learn something every day.
Tattoo, nice. Hmm. Okay, I like the full body tattoos. Let's see. This one looks good. But, okay, let's go with this one. Okay, let's change the picture. Okay, this one looks good, I think. Next. How did you join Kira's family? You are a fate finder, agent of the Archon of Justice. You are by no means free, but as a warrior, scholar, and deputized with directional powers to interact and execute the laws of the Overlord Kyrus, you are freer than most. One does not apply to be a fate binder. One is called by two names: Archon, Archon, Archon of Justice, and to decline is death. Millions of men and women live in the dozens of realms ruled by the Overlord. How did you stand out from amongst this teeming mass of desperation and insignificance and gain the Archon's notice? How did you join Pit Fighter, Hunter? Too much reading. War Mage, Lawbreaker. can't always know you are too smart for that. Soldier. War mage. War mage. Hunter. Okay, a war mage it is. Why do I have no feet? Fingers, no fingers I mean. Okay, anyway. You are trained in the following combat style: sword and shield. I mean, okay, let's change. I don't like the war mage. I like sword armor. Sword and shield, dual wielding, unarmed attacks, frost. Actually, I like unarmed attacks, but I don't know how well it do in this game. Storm more challenging outside damage generally or this is the offset. Good stuff for someone being challenged while fighting. Unarmed the dual skill is used to formula attacks rather than parry. Shock spells. Sword and shield. Short bow. I want, to try something engaging. Let's go dual wielding. Wait, let's see. Do I get a new armor? Each class? Oh, okay. Nice. Slice, cooldown 20-second, damage, slash. Okay, this one's better. Next. You also receive training in the combat style. If I have dual wielding, I think I want to go for one of the spells. Frost spells. I don't know, I want to atrophy or frost. Atrophy. I mean, slowing them is like, I don't know, not very useful when I am already trying to get close to them. Maybe atrophy. Okay, atrophy. The same. Okay, Vigor. I mean atrophy. It is. Next. Character colors. Oh. Let's see something. This looks good. Next, enter name. Might determines the physical strength of character. Increased might leads to more powerful attacks and stronger abilities, as well as increasing the attack's defense. Finesse describe character physical and mental precision. Finesse used to determine accuracy of attacks and skills, as well as increasing the chance to reduce attack. Quickness. How many points do I have? Okay, I think with 2 in might, with need more wits. Okay, result doesn't matter character able to endure physical and mental challenges. Okay, I think that's looks good. Next. Magic. Oh my god, man. I'm a dual wielder, so I need more of these. Athletics. Dodge, skill defense against ranged attacks from bows, javelins, or magic spells. Wait, magic staff. Yep. Next. How do you want to continue? Selecting conquest option will allow you to play through Chaos Conquest of Tears. Character also falls in the description. Okay, Conquest because like I never played before. Next. Let's see.
All the world has fallen to Kairos, and now the Overlord's eye is on the Tears, our home. The last corner of the world free of Kairos' reign. 2 armies, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, march south from the Northern Empire, the last realm to fall to Kairos a century prior. In the early days of 428, Kairos' armies arrive at the Gates of Judgment, the mountainous border that we Tearsmen so long believed unassailable. Unable to agree on a unified plan of defense, the various leaders of the Tears sit and wait for each other to deal with the conquerors, until it's too late.
Each choice you make will affect your character and how major factions and tiers respond to you. Your decision matters. Okay, choose wisely. 428 TR, year after Kyros conquest. The bastard city stood in the northern border between Kyros Empire and the Tears, built upon a natural harbor at the crossroads between the realms. The Tears were the of commerce, turf all wealth. To a northerner, it was a little more than a backwater trading post. Its symbolic status as a gateway to the continent made it natural for target in Kyros military conquest. Circumstances were ideal for you to prove your worth as a soldier in Kyros' army. City will send a message to the rest of the Tears. Kyros' will is insurmountable. Okay. Select a token on the map to begin. Both armies send their forces to prepare their way. The first major engagement of the war, Kyros' armies crossed the mountains and established foothold. Okay, gate of the armies of Kyros took the battle to the gates of Tajmir, trumpeting the opening call of the conquest of the Tears. The two armies, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, brought their distinctive sense of order and chaos to the assault. You went to battle alongside the army whose approach best suited your strength. Join battle alongside Scarlet. The Disfavored. You rush with the chaotic mass of the Scarlet to climb the city and you rule and flee. Standing shield to shield with Kyros and Clyde Elite, you advance in the mercenary army purchased by the noble of the bastard city. The Legion wanted to send a message to the Tears that superior breeding and disciplined training would win the day. Next, the bastard city learned too late that a military is earned and never bought. The mercenary army quickly found themselves outclassed by the superior tactics and formation of the Disfavored. Those few who lived to the end of the battle were rounded up, the weak executed, and the strong enslaved to hold the army's wagon on the journey south. Okay. Feeding those who found a way to feed Kyros' armies in enemy territories. You decided the fate of the enemy soldiers captured to judge the enemy. Against the most optimistic projection, the Disfavored and Scarlet Cross made short work of the local defenses. They saw that the armies quickly outpaced the supply caravans. Troops were plentiful, but food was scarce. You only had time to execute one plan to secure provisions. Confiscate merchant caravans. After raiding the wages of unsuspecting caravans and securing days' worth of provisions and supplies, the Disfavored found a cache of goods behind a hidden panel. They confiscated potions and elixirs bound for secret contacts within the bastard city. The whole filled with Disfavored larder with the provision for the following year, and denied the defenders of the bastard city supplies that would be desperately needed in the siege to come. The armies of Kyros amassed around the bastard city, the first bastion of the Tears to fall. Both armies longed to storm the walled outpost. The Scarlet Chorus howling for plunder, and the Disfavored forming an unbreakable shield wall. Your prowess on the field of the battle had carried them this far, but there was only one more step before total victory. Both of the armies had inspired a scheme to take the bastard city. Which one did you support? Sabotage the city defenses. You led the Mixland scouts over the city and walls to defenses. You joined the Scarlet Chaos and setting fire to the city and blocking the gates. Surrender or burn. You joined this favored vanguard in a direct assault upon the city gate. No fortification would stand before this unstoppable legion. Doge and Berry. This one is a cool ability. With heroic courage and legendary determination, the disfavored battered the gates of the bastard city to splinters. Those who fell under the consistent hail of arrows or cascade of boiling pitch left the battlefield temporarily, only to appear hours later as Archon Graven Ash protection healed their numerous wounds. In time, the gates gave away, and Kairos' forces spilled inside the city walls, the resounding cheers of victory. The bastard city settled into a new state of normalcy with every tower displaying Kairos banner. Your name was whispered alongside the rumors of a decorated career to come. The armies divided into two fronts and migrated south. Tunian sent word that you were to join the next frontier of Kairos conquest, either as a judge and overseer of the settlement of Lithuania Crossing, or as a war advisor. With the army arrived into the realm of Apex. The troops of the mountain realm of oh my god, dude, so much reading. Jesus. The troops of the mountain realm of Apex stood idle in the safety of their valley, biding their time as their neighbors in the western tier fell. In the second year of war, a joint force of disfavor and scarlet chorus screwed the brown of the valley. Deposits of iron made the settlement of Lithian Crossing a strategic war asset. Kairos sent the forge-bound smith mages of exceptional skill. The flow of open Tony and the Agent sent one of his fate bandit to ensure the enforcement of Kairos law. Yeah, I think this one's better. War 29 TR, Year 2, Kairos Conquest. Years ago, Lithian the Bold founded a small merchant town at the intersection of ancient old walls. A pact between the settlers and the mercenary company meant that caravans were able to travel without fear of bandits or bane, and the town thrived in modest insignificance. Lithians crossing drew Kairos' attention for the iron deposits of the surrounding hills, with the region under Kairos' control. The northern smith mages could set up workshops to refine ore and arm the disfavored with the finest weapons in the known world. The Archeon of Secrets dismantled the mercenary support with a generous bribe, taking the crossing in a bloodless victory. Tunian dispatched you to travel alongside Kairos' forces and bring order to the region. The iron must flow. You found a clever solution to improve production of iron hoops and armors. The Archeon of Song's power shared the mind of Swift Saber soldiers. Tyranny, Archeon of Song, used her arcane charm to lure locals into joining Kairos' army as a patroness of the Scarlet Chorus. Her efforts were critical to the description of new Plutonen in the Archeon was ground for no one they need to stop. Kieran Smith mages. I don't know what to choose. Okay, this one gives, I think, to Vanguard. You send the last batch of cultists in the front last one examine. Welcome to remain careless and the performance would stand as terminally. Do you want numbers or weapons? Numbers are good, you know. That's always good. Weapons are good too, but okay, let's go with numbers. Stop hesitating. The Scarlet Corps has recruited transfer soon latest recruit to the front lines of the Abyss campaign. A resolution fit their traditional model of conscription, so they considered it a fair alternative. In the weeks to come, more of them returned to active duty than even Siren herself expected, likely owing to their obsessive devotion to the Archon and her enchanting music. Oh my god, okay. A red anvil. Ancient threat. One of Kiro's Smith mages wore allegiance to the Scarlet Chorus, jealously hoarding the secret of iron forging. This favor demanded that the Smiths immediately return. The Scarlet Chorus insisted that they were within the right to take allegiance from any source. Timbers flared and the forges cooled as the argument stalled productivity. Since the Smith mage would not willingly return to work, you enlisted this favor to return him there in chains. Since Kiro's law dictated that the secret of iron can be granted only to Smith mage, you ruled that the new recruit mind be erased of all memory. Ancient threat. Down to the arcane energy around the forges, mystical predators from the nearby old wall began to raid Lithian's crossing at all hours. Both of Kiros' armies reserved their strength for the front line of the war, and yet the city required protection. You had to delegate the responsibility somewhere. As the largest army, you tasked the Scarlet Chorus with the burden of security. The disfavored took the opportunity to gather their strength. Since the disfavored used most of the iron that came out of the Lithian's crossing, it fell to them to stand as the city's vigilant protector. Enjoy the necessary reprieve. Okay. At your command, the Scarlet Chorus flooded the street of Lithian's crossing, infighting and competition among the unruly gangs made for disorganized patrols and distracted lookouts. However, when an ominous tide of old war predator assaulted the city in previously unseen numbers, it took the full force of the Scarlet Chorus to repel the attack. Who controlled the crossing? Tragedy struck when a mercenary hired by the voices of Neret injured a forge-bound artisan, leaving him unable to practice his craft. Tunin ordered the mercenaries to leave the city in the hands of Kiros, more responsible servants. To leave the city in the hands of Kiros, more responsible servants. Only a talking garrison could be left behind while the armies returned to the front. As the disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus showed increasing tension and hostility towards each other, Tunun decreed it best that only one force controlled the crossing. Forge-bound Mage Smith 1. Oh. Yep, to the disfavored. The disfavored placed a modest garrison in the settlement of Lithian's crossing. Though the force was larger than the might be needed to police the small settlement, protecting the forge-bound ironsmith became the true agenda of the defense force, as these magical craftsmen kept the disfavored invasion force suited in iron. Relieved at the departure of the Scarlet Chorus, the citizens of Lithian's Crossing felt they got the least of two burdens. You received word from Graven Ash Thank you for your decision. The forge bound and the robinary could not be trusted to the voice of Nerat, the voices of Nerat. Okay, nice. With the mercenaries expelled and Leithians crossing under a new leadership, Kiros forces congratulated themselves on bringing order to the settlement and guaranteeing a productive flow of resources. Over the course of this diversion, the army front advanced further into the tiers. Your skills were needed in the realm of Azor, Stalwart, or the Vellum Citadel. Hmm. You may choose only one of these locations: Stalwart, Azor, Citadel. Okay, let's go to the Citadel. 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 430 TR year 3. Let's go. The Vellum Citadel was an archive and library of massive scale. Its inhabitants were known as the School of Ink and Quill, a circle of mages that centuries ago carved out their own mountains, a refuge on lands unsettled by the other major realms. Legends said that the Citadel thousand treasure trove of arcane knowledge. The Overlord spies infiltrated the school and confirmed as much as the time was ripe to send a detachment to the Great Library Fortress and force the scholars to yield to Kyrus. Hearing, Archon of Song, used her power to enthrall any witches who crept beyond the citadel walls. After Kyrus, practitioners, the disfavored, began executing a new captive. Before they could share dangerous knowledge, a crime enters Kyrus law with the Scarlet Chorus. You punished the disfavored for executing mages bound to the Scarlet Chorus only that several spirits will be given to the Arkham Song as her personal bodyguard. I don't know, man. Like the disfavored are much better than the Scarlet Chorus. Bunch of idiots, you know. But a lot of idiots. I always chose the disfavored. Hmm. And let's see the other one. A detachment of Kiros' army marched on the Valon citadel, expecting an orderly surrender. As they neared the main gates, a blast of arcane energy struck the commander dead. Suddenly, the highest-ranking officer alive, Kiros' forces looked to you for the next step. The call waited on your mind, as it had an immediate influence on soldier losses. You ordered the expandable Scarlet Chorus to attack, commanding the disorderly move forward to give the elite survivor a chance to withdraw. Uh, Through a costly maneuver in terms of lives lost, this assured the survival of the most capable and effective soldier. I mean, sound reasonable. You ordered the disfavored to advance their shield wall, knowing that a handful of Kyros elite soldiers could hold off the attack until the Scarlet Chorus retreated. You know that the disfavored would despise you for any losses at the Scarlet Chorus expense, but that was a small price to pay for saving lives. Hmm. I mean, this one makes me lose a lot of people. This one makes me lose less people, or maybe even none. Yeah, I'm gonna choose this one. and formed an unbreakable phalanx that gave the unarmored Scarlet Horde a chance to escape. Only once they returned to camp did the sign of and maim disfavored take issues with their orders as far as they were concerned. The Scarlet Chorus should have taken care of themselves. If they weren't equal to the challenge of defending their brethren, then they had no place in this conquest. I mean, yeah, you are somewhat true, but you are more equipped and trained, so like you have the advantage of, you know, acting as a barrier for your teammates or war mates. The army captured a supply caravan overflowing with arcane books. When the disfavored started a bonfire forbidding the Scarlet Corridors from the flames and attacked. In accordance with the disfavored's wishes, you uphold Kairos law regarding forbidden law and had all the texts burned. You decreed that the disfavored are welcome to burn their half of the plunder, but the Scarlet Chorus has rightful claim to the other half. Reported your first review the text force to eliminate any that touched on forbidden knowledge. The disfavored learned of a hidden enemy enclave and sent scouts to locate it. They never returned from their mission. The remaining disfavored soldier demanded that you send the Scarlet Chorus to retrieve their scouts, but the Scarlet Chorus fatally refused to fall into the same trap. They recommended that the scouts be treated as wartime casualties. Scout to look and rescue the lost Perlo. You consecrate the disfavored scout to their fate. If the elite of Kairos army could not return on their own, then there was no sense investing the lives of the Scarlet Chorus to find them. Scarlet Chorus agreed to your generous terms, and you set to poring over every manuscript before it was handed over. The work took several evenings, and you came away with a glimpse of truth, better left unknown. Taking the burden upon yourself was a less risky alternative than disseminating it among Kairos ranks, though it didn't help you sleep at night. Okay. Disgusted by your appropriation of the Scarlet Chorus, the disfavored forces withdrew from the field of battle. Your small detachment now lacked the manpower to take Vellum Citadel. Yunon sent word that Kairos patience had run thin, and Overlord would cast an edict of fire on the enemy. The parchment arrived in a slender case of engraved iron, written on it the words of a spell powerful enough to destroy the Vellum Citadel. You had the choice of when to read the edict. Reading it at sunrise would offer your enemies no warning of the devastation to come. You could also wait until sunset, giving them ample time to flee or make amends. Opting to give the enemy no quarter, you proclaimed the edict of fire at the first moments of dawn, granting the enemy no warning of the destruction to come. Though the chorus insisted your action doomed their spies, the disfavored applauded your decision, claiming they still had spies within the citadel. The Scarlet Chorus urged you to warn the mages of the Overlord edicts. Granting their request, you met with the enemy under blue flag of peace and warned them of their doom, giving the chorus spies and the enemy a chance to run. I mean, I can treat the chorus spies as war casualties. That's no problem. But if they surrender, I get more of it. But I don't want this favor to run away. You read the edict as the new sun rose behind the citadel, casting a long shadow in its wake. You were the last person to see the Hall of Knowledge. The moment before the devastation, the earth shook, and red-orange light glowed in the foundation of the sprawling citadel, bubbling up from under the library. A torrent of lava heaved with explosive force, gushing from the windows and between loose bricks, melting hostile trenches in the surrounding lands. The mages awoke to smoke and fire. For most, it is already too late. Only a handful of bewildered mages escape from the smoldering collapses of the massive library fortress. Kairos will be done. The armies of Kairos led the devastation of the film Citadel silence. From that day forward, the Tears came to know the once noble citadel as the burning library. This was an undisputed loss of resources, knowledge, culture, and life, but a message had been sent. The Overlord will not tolerate defiance. You did not have long rest before Tonin called you into service once more. You were one of the last to depart from the mountains, and as you journeyed off, you spotted a few campfires in the mountains. They were mere specks, dwarfed by the inferno, the last gasp of survivors, or perhaps looters from Kairos' armies, bored and daring enough to peek through the ashes. You have reached the end of Kairos' conquest. Do you want to continue or erase your progress and start over? I mean, it's kinda shameful what happened to the Citadel. I think I could have played it better. The other ones are good, but only the Citadel I regret about. Should I replay it? Nah, I don't think it will be a waste of time. Let's continue, fuck it.
The year is 431, and Kairos' invasion has shattered all major opposition in the tiers. The Younger Realms, the Bastard Tier, the Free Cities. All who defied Kairos lay broken by battle, or bowed in surrender. The two armies of the Overlord, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, now control our lands. But our will is not yet extinguished. Not entirely. In the valley of Vendrian's Well, those of us unwilling to bow to Kairos have banded together in defiance. Violating an oath of surrender from 2 years prior, we have staged a bloody uprising, murdering the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus garrison in a midnight assault. With their main forces spread across the tiers, the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus redeploy to Vendrian's Well to crush the resistance. But months pass with no definitive battle. As disagreement and discord paralyze the Archons, we bide our time and wait for our message of insurrection to spread across the tiers. The Overlord is not amused, and Kairos has one message for the Archons: crush the Oathbreakers or die. Kairos backs this threat with an edict, a magical commandment that can slay all in the valley should the order be ignored. The honor of proclaiming this edict fell to you. Sent across the mountains to Vendrian's Well, you carry the Overlord's edict to read before the Archons. As you finally make your way through the winding mountain passes into the valley, the ground trembles, and Kairos' magic seals the way behind you. You are trapped in Vendrian's Well, with Kairos' armies and the Oathbreakers. The only way to survive is to fulfill the terms of the Overlord's edict, in any way that you can.
If this is your first visit to the world of Tyranny, watch for these windows to help you, because you can disable tutorial. Okay. Aurora, Kyros, the Overlord be praised. When I heard the avalanche, I feared the valley was filled with you on the other side. The disfavored warriors claps her gauntlet to her breastplate, the traditional salute of her legion. The commander would not say why the governor of Lethian's Crossing would be coming, but since we have no forges here, I imagine you are here to knock some sense into the voice of Nest, the voices of Nerat. She catches herself, clearing her throat with a smile. I mean, mediate with the Archons, so that we might agree on a plan to wipe out those Oathbreakers. Conversation about okay. Okay. Okay, nice. Glare silently. I am in a hurry to deliver a message to the Archons. No need of chaos. Your senses see more than mine. Good Fate Binder. I do not pretend to know much about such things, but if that was Kiros magic, and you are here on important business, well, you don't have to be on the Archon Secrets to be the Archon of Secrets to guess that you are here to proclaim an edict. What does Kiros have in the store for the enemy? 10 years of festoning blog, an edict of twisted bones? I am in a hurry to deliver a message to the Archons. Well, you have traveled a long way. I won't keep you further. I am sure the Archons will want to hear from you at... Did you hear that? More runners. Third time this week. The Oathbreakers keep trying to send messengers through the mountains to gather help from outside the valley. But they are a bit too late for that now. Come, let's show these Oathbreakers a good fight. Okay.
I got it.
Tyranny uses a possible real-time combat system because you will often manage more than one character at a time. It's a good idea to pause the game, issue order and resume real time to see the orders play out. The options menu also contains many choices for automatic bossing when certain conditions are met. The start of combat, pause and unpause the game. Next, nice. Oh my god, too much stuff to read. Your character can always perform basic attacks. To win their first characters also have special abilities and spells you can use in combat. When a character is selected, their ability bar displays their hardkeyed abilities as the new abilities and spells are gained. They are automatically added to the ability bar. All of your character's abilities and spells can be accessed by selecting a category icon. In the bottom of the selected frame, abilities are grouped into elements. Spells, combo abilities, artifact abilities, repetition abilities, and stance categories icon. And a quick item. Okay, man, that's too much. To use an ability, left click on the ability icon or press the hotkey corresponding to its location on the ability bar. Your cursor will change to overall target for the ability. If the cursor has a red X in the corner, you are not overall target. If the cursor has a pair of feet in the corner, you will need to move closer to the garden. All characters in the game, friend and foes, have 5 primary defenses against attack: parry, dodge, endurance, will and magic. These defenses are based on the character's attribute. Other effect, character accuracy is based on their skill with the type of form. These are 4 possible results from any attack: hit, cut, cover, gaze, and miss. Simple dual gaze and use each attack. You gain experience in which weapon skills used to make an attack. Values and experience. Okay. Let's check the boss settings. Auto boss. I don't really know what. How can I pause the game? They did not. How all space they just.
Right.
That's one down. We'll check further along the path for more. Level up, fate, bundle, instrument. Okay, the leadership, defense, power, ability, unique, and magic. With each level you gain 1 point to purchase a talent from any of these categories. Okay. They enter into each tier of talents, unlock, beast, and talents. Okay guys, I'm gonna end this episode here. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.